4,300 plus employees, 230 offices worldwide. Freedom Holding Corp. One ecosystem, many possibilities.
Σιγά το πολύ έλαιο.
Καλώς την detective Σούλα. Πού πας ρε μάνα?
Σιγά να σου πω.
Άρα.
Ω, γεια σας κυρία Σούλα, περάστε.
Γεια σας. Γεια σας. Αυτό γιατί πάει έτσι γρήγορα?
Άμα έχεις γρήγορο ίντερνετ.
Σιγά το τζετ. Κατά τα άλλα πώς είστε?
Σήμερα είμαι όλη μέρα στο κινητό.
Σιγά τη βλαχοδήμορφο.
Είπατε κάτι?
Όχι, τίποτα. Μπράβο σας πάντως. Και γρήγορο ίντερνετ και ατελείωτο χρόνο να μιλάτε όλη μέρα στο κινητό. Γιατί δεν έχετε πια.
Αφού έχουμε Nova More.
Σιγά το μυστικό του κράτους. Κι εμείς θα το βάλουμε.
Nova More. Μια νέα πρόταση από την Nova που τα συνδυάζει όλα. Ίντερνετ σταθερή και κινητή από 36 ευρώ το μήνα και προσφέρει υπηρεσίες που κάνουν τη ζωή σου καλύτερη ακόμη πιο οικονομικά. Nova More. Τώρα είναι η ώρα για Nova.
Φυσικά, Τζέσι μου, και έβαλα Nova More. Σιγά μην τα άφηνα.
Check this out.
It hasn't been such a long time since people first started shopping online, and it was easy to keep up with the clicks. Little by little by little by more, the clicks added up to be more than the stores, and e-tailers worked harder than ever before, because they had to keep up with the clicks. The clicks came from laptops, then tablets and phones, Monday through Sunday, office and home, 24 hours in every zone, and still they kept up with the clicks. Now shoppers ask more from the websites they're on, their language, their currency, their way, or they're gone, so you'd better keep up with the clicks. All of a sudden, there are so many must-dos if you want to keep selling, like delivery there, no there, or there.
And make it tomorrow. first thing.
No time for borders. Gotta stay in control to stay in the flow and continue to grow. But we'll help you. Keep up with the clicks.
PPC. At the crossroads of energy and technology, we lead the new energy era with purpose, innovation, and a clear plan. By merging energy with intelligence, investing in critical energy and digital infrastructure, well prepared to face market volatility and seize opportunities. Clean energy is our drive. A sustainable future for all is our destination.
Why do we work? Why do we make the sacrifices we make? The late nights, the syncing with coworkers 5 time zones away.
Why?
Why?
Why? ¿Por qué hacemos lo que hacemos?
Why? Because we all want our work to mean something. We want it to have impact. And not just on the bottom line, but the people we ultimately serve. Your customers. Iron Mountain knows how to make your work mean more. After all, we've been protecting your most valuable assets for over 7 decades. Who better to help you use it to unlock new ideas and insights that will not only accelerate your business, but elevate it in so many ways. By digitizing your information, securely decommissioning your IT assets, safeguarding your brand reputation, collaborating to meet your sustainability goals, and connecting your work to the world.
So let's roll up our sleeves and get to it, shall we?
Let's find the gold in your mountain of data.
Let's elevate.
Let's elevate.
Let's elevate.
让我们提升。
Let's elevate.
Let's elevate.
Elevate the power of your work.
Threats don't announce themselves. Neither do we. From signal to action. When it matters most. Vigilus Group. When every moment counts.
Η ισχυρή παραγωγική βάση της βιομηχανίας φαρμάκου στην Ελλάδα εγγυάται την κάλυψη σε περισσότερο από 70% των αναγκών των Ελλήνων ασθενών με τις απαραίτητες φαρμακευτικές θεραπείες. Οι ελληνικές φαρμακοβιομηχανίες προσφέρουν το 65% της συνολικής απασχόλησης του κλάδου, το 90% των επενδύσεων και αναδεικνύουν το φάρμακο ως το δεύτερο εξαγώγημο προϊόν της ελληνικής οικονομίας. 56 φαρμακευτικές επιχειρήσεις με 51 εργοστάσια παραγωγής φαρμάκων και 31 ερευνητικά κέντρα και τμήματα διαθέτουμε τις υποδομές και δημιουργούμε προστιθέμενη αξία στην ελληνική οικονομία. Με τις επενδύσεις μας ενισχύουμε την απασχόληση με καλά αμοιβόμενες θέσεις εργασίας και συμβάλλουμε αποφασιστικά στην αύξηση του ΑΕΠ. Με παρουσία σε περισσότερες από 147 χώρες, αυξήσαμε τις εξαγωγές μας από την έναρξη της κρίσης κατά 182%, συμβάλλοντας στη βελτίωση του σταθερά ελληματικού εμπορικού ισοζυγίου της χώρας. Η πανδημία ανέδειξε την ανάγκη για τον επαναπατρισμό της παραγωγής φαρμάκων στην Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση. Πολλά ευρωπαϊκά κράτη χωρίς εγχώρια παραγωγή αντιμετώπισαν τεράστιες ελλείψεις. Όμως στην Ελλάδα η ελληνική φαρμακοβιομηχανία δεν άφησε τη χώρα χωρίς φάρμακα. Η ελληνική φαρμακοβιομηχανία έχει αναδειχθεί σε βασικό επενδυτικό κλάδο της ελληνικής οικονομίας. Υλοποιώντας ένα σημαντικό πρόγραμμα επενδύσεων συνολικού ύψους άνω του 1,8 δισεκατομμυρίων ευρώ. Οι επενδύσεις των ελληνικών φαρμακευτικών επιχειρήσεων αφορούν σε ένα ευρύ φάσμα δράσεων. Από την αναβάθμιση των υφιστάμενων παραγωγικών και ερευνητικών υποδομών έως και τη δημιουργία νέων εργοστασίων με υπερσύγχρονο εξοπλισμό και χρήση υψηλής τεχνολογίας. Οι επενδύσεις αυτές διαμορφώνουν το χαρακτήρα και το μέλλον της σύγχρονης ελληνικής φαρμακοβιομηχανίας. συμβάλλοντας ενεργά στην εδραίωση υψηλών αναπτυξιακών ρυθμών για τον κλάδο και το σύνολο της εθνικής οικονομίας. Ταυτόχρονα, οι επενδύσεις μας θωρακίζουν το σύστημα υγείας, διαμορφώνοντας συνθήκες επάρκειας και σταθερότητας στη φαρμακευτική αγορά. Διευρύνουμε τη δυνατότητα κάλυψης των αναγκών των ασθενών με ποιοτικά, ασφαλή και αποτελεσματικά φάρμακα. Επιχειρούμε με εξωστρέφεια και αυτοπεποίθηση, παραμένοντας σταθερά προσανατολισμένοι στο όραμά μας για την ανάδειξη της χώρας μας σε ευρωπαϊκό κόμβο για την έρευνα και παραγωγή φαρμάκων. Φαρμακοβιομηχανίας. Παράγουμε Ελλάδα, στηρίζουμε Ελλάδα, εξάγουμε Ελλάδα, μένουμε Ελλάδα.
Welcome to Onyx, a fully acquired Mediterranean estate, a perfect ecosystem, integrated as one. Activated and engineered for scale, a sanctuary to reconnect with nature, a scalable real estate model, an agricultural identity that roots the project in place, shaped by climate, guided by terrain, sustainable by design. Geothermal below, solar above. Two clean systems delivering zero emissions, long-term savings, and off-grid autonomy. Modular form, durable structure. Onyx delivers measurable yield and trusted hard assets. Join the pilot, shape the prototype, invest where the Mediterranean evolves.
Energy is life. And DEPA is at the heart of it. From major infrastructure to homes and businesses. DEPA energizes every moment of modern living. Driven by innovation and strengthened by international partnerships, DEPA is securing the energy future of Greece and its wider region. DEPA is investing in new, state-of-the-art power generation units, ensuring system stability and boosting competition. Through investments in alternative fuels, clean technologies and bold new ideas, DEPA is shaping a sustainable future tomorrow, today. And because people are at the heart of every progress story, DEPA stands beside consumers, its employees, and local communities every step of the way. DEPA is powering progress, today and for the future. DEPA Group of Companies at the heart of energy.
Making a real difference to people's health. That's what drives us. We're not here to do what's easy. We work to provide real and positive change for patients, the people they love, and the professionals who care for them. For generations, we have dedicated ourselves to tackling healthcare challenges where our impact matters most. Our focus is on areas like oncology, neurology, and cardiovascular and metabolic diseases. Conditions like these place the greatest strain on patients, families, communities, and healthcare systems around the world. Detecting diseases earlier and understanding them better means we can provide patients with the right treatments quicker. This is how our life-changing diagnostics and medicines help people live healthier, longer lives. And we are persistent. We keep going even in the toughest areas of research, and we learn from the experiences of those living with disease every day. Because of all this, we are finding new ways to make a difference. From developing tests to diagnose conditions like neurological disorders and cancers before symptoms occur, to delivering first-of-their-kind medicines that halt and even reverse diseases in areas from autoimmunity to metabolic health. We are also making treatments more accessible and available closer to patients' homes. We are determined to prevent, stop, and cure diseases. Not someday, but now.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could take your seats, please. Do please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could take your seats, please. Thank you very much. So, let me tell you a little bit about what is going to happen this evening. We've had a wonderful day of conversations, but I know that tonight is the session you've all been looking forward to. We're going to have, in a moment, 3 Olympic medal winners on the stage. Fantastic. We're going to, Joan and I are going to be having a conversation with all 3 of them. And then after dinner, or rather after dessert, we are going to have outside a musical concert by musical performance by Penny Balzazzi. I hope I've pronounced that right. These curtains will magically open and you can go outside with your glass of wine or your dessert. And please do stay for that musical performance because I know it's going to be very special. So to begin with, so I'll just say that very quickly again in case you didn't hear. We're going to first of all have our 3 wonderful Olympic medalists joining us for a conversation. Then, of course, we'll have dinner, and then afterwards there will be a musical performance by Penny Baltazzi. Outside there, those curtains will open, and you can please do stay and enjoy the music, which will start over dessert. But first of all, I'm very excited to invite 3, I think this is a first, isn't it, Nectaria, to have 3 Olympic medalists on the stage at one of our conferences. So please welcome our 3 Olympic medalists, Greek champions. Hello, welcome. 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 Do you want to sit here? Hi. So just to introduce, I'm sure you're familiar with them all, but Lefteris Petrounias, Olympic gold medalist as a gymnast in the 2016 Olympics, 3 times world champion. Katerina Stefanidi, Olympic gold medalist also in Rio in 2016. I thought we were almost going to have a 4th panelist because your son was here, but
we might.
He might join us still, yes. And Emanuele Carales, Olympic bronze medalist. And all 3 of them still performing at competing at the highest level, which is fantastic. So, Joan, you kick away with the first question.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Daniel knows I'm an absolute sports fanatic. So for me, this is a highlight, really, of the 3 days. So it's great to have you with us. The first question for all of you really is, what inspired you to take up your sports, when you were young? And specifically, was there a particular person who inspired you to get seriously involved? So shall we start with you, Lefteris?
Yes, of course, and I will say sorry to everyone, but it's the first time that my daughters are watching me live, so I would like to speak in Greek language to answer that. Καλησπέρα σε όλους.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very glad to see that the room is full. What actually inspired me as an athlete initially, beyond the fact that I was a child that would climb all over the place, and my parents decided to take me somewhere to, to let out the steam. When I was young, I saw the Olympic winner of Sydney of 2004, Demosthenis Tabakos. I remember him since I was a young boy on TV and telling everyone around me, my friends and family, that I want to be like him. He was my role model. There were other people in my journey, but he was the one to inspire me to start dreaming, seeing the rings. Family.
My husband only understands English, so I feel like that's only fair to him, I almost have a similar but opposite story than Lefteris. I kind of bypassed the club system here in Greece and went straight into the Olympic Stadium to train with the federation coach there.
So I walked into a stadium where all of the Olympic medalists at the time and world champions were training. And I think that this has actually been a huge thing in my career because I trained around them, I learned from them, and I realized that they're just normal people that are training and competing at a different level. And I think that has actually really helped me throughout my career because, you know, we have this word in Greek, is protathletismos. It means high-level athletics, high-level sport. But I hate using this word because it means like we're doing something different than other people, and I don't think we do. I think I'm doing exactly the same thing as a girl who is jumping a meter lower. We're probably training equally as hard. We're just doing it at a slightly different level. So I think for me, growing up around these athletes, it almost made it feel possible that I can become one of them. So I couldn't name one like Lefteris did because I grew up around all of them. And I kind of felt like part of that community, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Great. Emmanuel?
Great. Hello, everyone. Of course, for those who don't know, I grew up in a sports family. My dad and my mom used to do track and field. My dad used to be athletic athlete. My mom used to do the long jump. Of course, growing up, I was lucky enough to get all the to get involved in sports when I was young, from the age of 3. And growing up, I started doing a lot of sports like swimming pool, taekwondo, karate. I was lucky enough to have this foundation in sport, which is very important for young children to get involved with sports, because sports makes you understand your body, makes you understand your capabilities. Of course, sport is the purest thing that you can give to a child, because you can be in a group with full of kids, which it doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter the color of your skin, doesn't matter, nothing matters. The only thing that matters is that you are here, you enjoy the same thing, you share the same love and passion. And yes, sport is one of the most important things that my family gave me. But of course, when I was growing up, of course, I was training and with Katerina. I was lucky enough to train with Lefteris
I'm not
as well.
that much older.
But yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, I never imagined that I would be the athlete that I am now. But growing up, it was 2016. I was in my little house in Pyrgos Ilias, for those who don't know. And I was watching at the Olympic Games. I was 16 back then. And
Again.
I was I was lucky enough to watch these amazing athletes, Lefteris, of course, winning, and Katerina as well, getting those amazing medals, Olympic gold medals. And me as a young kid, I found a light of hope, and I found people that, of course, I knew, but being able to see those people from this small country of Greece achieving greatness. So I want to say thank you to Katerina and Lefteris that inspired not only me, but the next generation, and not only the next generation of athletes, but the whole country. So thank you so much for inspiring everyone. It's truly an honor being in the panel with you guys. So I truly appreciate every moment. Thank you, guys.
I guess this is more one for Katerina and Lefteris. The Athens Olympics in 2004, was this an influence in you growing up to have the Olympics, the excitement of the Olympics here in Athens?
Go ahead.
I remember being in the Olympic Stadium in Oaxaca, watching my co-athlete, Vlasis Maras, world champion, 2 meters away from me. I was 14 years old back then, and Demosthenis Tabakos, as I saw earlier, winning an Olympic medal. Olympic Games in Athens, for many reasons, were an important event. in our country, the most important one, and inspired a new generation of people or an army of athletes, because after the Olympic Games in Greece, the team of Greece becomes bigger and bigger.
For Athens 2004, and it was so inspiring, and we still have the torch and all the pictures, and it was amazing. And we did go to watch track and field as well. I was also 14. We shouldn't be saying our ages, but I was actually not so far from qualifying because I was doing so good at a young age, and then I was nowhere close for Beijing. And I think Athens for me is almost this bittersweet experience, because I knew I was starting my career and I knew I would never experience the Olympic Games at home. You know, they're not going to come back during our career. And while I loved it and it was inspiring, and Greece had such a successful Olympic Games, like most countries that hold the Olympics, this is all I remember.
Well, you know, there are those who say it should be the permanent home of the Olympics, but that's another.
There is a whole other discussion, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, question again for all of you, which is, at what point in your athletic career did you begin to think that you could achieve Olympic success? And was there a particular incident or moment or person that made you think that you could achieve greatness? Cyrus? All of you, yes.
I had stopped gymnastics after 2004, the Olympic Games of Athens, because I had some problems with my elbows, and the most important part was that I felt people that I had in my heart stopped believing in me. After 4 years away from the sport, I wasn't aware of what was happening. I wasn't aware if we had any athletes or if there is Greek gymnastics. I was quite negative. I thought I missed that, and I came back in 2008. In 2009, I attended my first international event for rings in Doha, Qatar, Global Cup. The challenge of the whole case was that either you go from the result in Doha or Tabakos. So Tabakos, who was my role model and I admired when I was a child. That was the first switch in my career. I was third and Tabakos was fifth in this event. I came back to Greece in my wife, Vasiliki, and other athletes, and I told them I will become an Olympic champion. After doing that, and since Moschenis did it, I can do it. That was my turning point in my career, where I believed. So I experienced a lot of failures before I reached a gold medal, but that was the first important event for me.
Different, like you say, there's different parts of our career that maybe you believed it again, and again and again. And for me, maybe the first time was when I was very young. When I was 13, I started breaking some age group world records. I think the 12, the 13-year-old. Now, to be fair, there was probably not so many 12-year-old girls pole vaulting at the time, but I actually still hold one, so it was decently good. So I think at the time, like breaking world records, I truly believed that, okay, I can continue to develop and become an Olympic champion. But just like both of them, I went through some hard years that I probably completely stopped thinking or believing it. But actually, for me, maybe the one moment I can think about the most is waking up the morning of my competition in Rio in 2016 and saying, today I'm going to win the Olympics.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I mean, for me, of course, when I was growing up, I never imagined that I would be the athlete that I am today. I was, and I still am. I try to enjoy the sport. I try to live every moment. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of, most of the time, almost believe that I could achieve something, but not as great as I have now. But of course, I've dealt with injuries. I've dealt with depression, with racism. But the most important thing for me that I said, okay, now I think that I can do the extra step and try win an Olympic medal or jump over 6 meters. It was the point when I changed my whole team. And when you change your whole team, I changed my whole ecosystem. And that's why when I talk to panels and when I meet a lot of people, when I talk with businessmen or entrepreneurs or athletes as well, it's important to have an ecosystem around you that believes in specific goals. And when you have a team that believes in goals and goes step by step towards the goal, you can achieve amazing things. And even if in training sometimes I didn't feel like training, I wasn't feeling like giving it 100%, I was giving 80%, I was lucky enough to have a team around me that was able to give that extra 20%. So I truly believe of having an important team and building an ecosystem around you that can move towards goals and break more records and doing amazing stuff.
Emmanuel, can I just follow up on that? You talk of a team. How big is a team for a pole vault?
Oh, so I mean, it depends, but of course you see me compete, you see Katerina, you see Lefteris, but there's a whole team around us. We have physios, we have coaches, we have agents, we have people, we probably have 20 people.
Really?
But I have to, so I'm so sorry to interrupt, but for me it's like a 6-in-1 situation. All of those people are my husband. So that's kind of our team, but yes, he does do all of those things.
Yeah, I mean, see, you're lucky enough that you have 10 for 1.
Yeah.
But yes, no, I mean, I have a big team. I'm lucky enough to work with my dad. My dad is my coach. I have a technical coach as well. I also have a running coach. I have my agents, my whole team that manage our lives because. Our lives as sportsmen, we have a specific goal to be the best that we can be on the court and on the field. So you have to have people around you that can manage the life of an athlete. It's not easy to, our life is not easy. You might see us compete and,
but it's a responsibility for your team as well, because you're performing for your team as well as yourself.
Of course, yes. That's and that's why you have to have a team around you that believes in you, and when you say that you have a goal, everyone are moving towards that specific goal. Everyone has to be in line in order to achieve that goal and in order to achieve more goals that you're gonna set with the team.
And that's a big pressure for the athlete as well.
Yeah, pressure. Yeah.
I suppose carry on with you, Emmanuel, and we'll go in the opposite direction. A question about what element that you found most difficult. Was it training regimes? Was it learning new skills? Was it building strength or something else? I mean, I can't imagine, but I'm sure all of you have, things that you like doing in your sport and things you don't like doing so much. So what did you find most difficult or challenging?
Yeah, I mean...
and did that change over time?
I'm the kind of person that, an athlete, that I try to find joy in everything that I do. I really want to enjoy myself. I want to be happy, be present, always be positive when I'm when I'm on the field, even if I don't feel as happy and as motivated, I always try to put a smile on my face, and unconsciously I'm becoming happy and I perform better. So for me, psychology plays an important part on my career as an athlete and as a human being. I work, of course, with psychologists, and I work with myself as well. I know when it's the right moment to step back, because, of course, burnouts happen in sports, in business. It's a thing that we all know, so it's important to realize when you have overpushed. It's good to have a step back and watch the picture from one or two step backs in order to take 10 steps up front. So yeah, psychology for me is an important thing and a role that plays a very important part in my career.
Mm-hmm. Katerina?
I will have to agree with Emmanuel. I think, especially in our events, all really pole vault rings, all of it, there is an element of fear, and I think that's really hard to explain to anyone that hasn't really felt that kind, like maybe like extreme sports, but now we're trying to perform at like the 1%. And I think, for me, it's impossible to put into words what the pole vaulter goes through when the bar goes up, or when the pole that you're carrying gets longer or thicker or heavier, or it's not going to bend nearly as easy. I just think that there's no words to describe that kind of feeling, and you just have to trust it, and you have to trust it's the right decision, and you have to do the exact same thing, and trust that your body has learned what it needs to do in practice, and you don't need to do anything more. I think the mental part it's so difficult, and for me maybe even a little more. I've studied psychology, and I think for certain reasons I just was so against having a sports psychologist for so many years, maybe because I study it. I think the mental practice part, not just the mental, but actually sitting on the couch and trying to visualize a jump, or trying, to think positive. I think that's so hard, and you have to constantly think about it and turn it on and tell yourself to do it, and it's exhausting, to be honest. It's more tiring than the physical practice. We can all train harder, but the mental practice it's exhausting for me.
So I would agree with the previous speakers. So when it comes to gymnastics, but the same applies for track and field, the higher the level, the riskier it becomes. So fear is something we have to learn how to manage. And we have to avail ourselves of the feeling of fear. Clearly enough, an athlete, what makes the difference between an athlete and a champion is this mental training component. The way, whether you're able to perform at maximum under pressure. How we turn stress from a paralyzing factor, how we turn that into a driving, creative force. That's one thing. And on the other hand, what gymnastics involves, which is quite difficult to comprehend compared to other disciplines, is that you start doing gymnastics from the age of 5, a very tender age, and it all boils down to multi-hour training and repetitions again and again. So you have to put yourself in the process of making peace with your team, of course. I have a team myself, the guys have a team behind them, but you have first of all to find your peace with yourself. And you have to be patient enough and keep on striving for perfection. Gymnastics is all about a balance between execution and difficulty. So you have to strike the right balance, the perfect balancing point in order to have the right result.
Back then, we κάναμε προπόνηση μαζί. So I was lucky enough as well to train with Lefteris in order to because pole vaulters have to, you see the movement. We have to be behind, do the backflips, do everything. And I was lucky enough.
Gymnast. He's a potential gymnast.
I was a potential gymnast. I trained for 2 weeks. Then Lefteris looked at me and said, "You better do the pole vaulting."
But your particular discipline requires just incredible strength, as well as this discipline that you talk about. So I don't know in the kind of ranking of difficulty in gymnastics, but I would say that your particular discipline is levels of difficulty would be, very, very high. Would you agree with that?
Never.
Yeah.
Can I ask you I think, Katerina, you went to America for a while I don't know, have you always been in Greece?
No.
And you always
mostly. I mean, we're based in Greece, but we're international travelers.
Yes,
We travel all around the world, we're competing, but yeah, we're based in Greece.
My question is that to achieve, well, clearly you achieved the highest level without leaving Greece in your case, but in your case you went to America, so how important was the ability to get the best possible training, not necessarily in your own country?
I don't feel like it had anything to do with training necessarily. I did very well young, and there was a lot of pressure because we come from a small country and there's not too many Olympic champions. There was a ton of pressure on me on several different occasions and for different things. And I needed to leave Greece. It was more about needing to leave Greece than going to America. I was a very good student. I was very fortunate to attend Stanford University, so that was an academic opportunity that I could not say no to. I did not go to America to become a better athlete. Okay. I became a better person, I think. I became a better decision maker, and I think that led me to become a better athlete through making better decisions. But I think going to the US completely transformed me as a person, changed how confident I was, how much I believed in myself, what I believed I could potentially do. And I think maybe the biggest and the most important part for us, especially at least in track, is it gives you a stepping stone between the youth championships, like under 18 and under 20 championships where Manolo and I both had gotten medals, and then suddenly you get thrown into the seniors and you can barely qualify for senior championships. And I think for me, America gave me the stepping stone where I was still competing at the highest level, but with other athletes my age and my level, not just being thrown into the seniors and feeling like, how can I ever get from here to here now? But I think just the US and I think my studies also just changed me as a person, and that's what eventually helped the sport part.
Well, all of you have had to cope with adversity, injuries, and other challenges. And were there moments when you came close to giving up? And what got you through that, or who got you through that? Anybody like to take that one?
As I said before, most of us have faced injuries, depression, or things that makes you move away from the sport or take a step back. As I said before, I was lucky enough to build my team, of course, with my doctors, with my family, with my team, with my coaches. And as I said, it's important when you go towards a goal, everyone should be aligned. So yes, I think team plays an important role. For me, it plays one of the biggest roles and caterpillars to my success now. So yes, as I said before, and team for me has played the most important part in my journey.
I think very similar to Lefteris, I also quit pole vaulting a little after 2004. I think it was 2006. I had some issues with weight gain and eventually, essentially became bulimic. So that didn't go very well for a very long time. I think it took me really 10 years to really fix my relationship with food again. But I did quit sport for 8 months, and then after my freshman year at Stanford, where I had a full athletic scholarship, I did not do well at all. I did not get along with the coach very well, so I was trying to find different types of scholarships to continue my studies there without having to pole vault, and luckily the coach changed, so that kind of kept me into the team and into the sport. But yes, I also quit pole vaulting for 8 months and slowly came back to it.
In my case, my entire career, so far, my entire sporting career has had a lot of ups and downs, because I thought many, many times that I should quit. It was in 2014, after 3 consecutive years of hundreds of hours of practice, after 3 years of winning the 5th position in a row without me making my goal a success, and seeing that I wouldn't qualify for the Rio Olympic Games. The federation was struggling. We spent many months with no payment. So I thought about quitting. And then my first sponsor came, the first agreement for a sponsorship. This changed my mindset, my psychology, as we said before. A few months later, I won my first European gold medal. Then, just a few months before my qualification for the Olympic Games, I lost my father. He passed away, and that was my second huge obstacle, because I lost the ground beneath myself, beneath my feet, because I was 23 years old. And okay, I overcame that thanks to my wife, thanks to my family. My entire team supported me, and I was lucky to meet this amazing team. Some of them gave me wings, and I want to make a special reference to Fannis Exdavelonis. He is in the company. He is a member of a company that actually helps young people to emerge, to rise, to overcome financial difficulties and excel. So in 2018, I had a big surgery in my hand, and I didn't know if I would ever be able to return to this discipline, the rings. From Doha, I went straight to the operation room, and in 2021, I had to perform with my shoulder being operated just before. So I came close to quitting many times, but a champion always finds an incentive mentally. He or she always finds a way to return from disaster back to this point. In my case, has always been something else that helped me come back. In 2015, I thought that my father would love me to see me winning the gold Olympic medal. So I erased everything from my mind. I trained hard, and I did it. In 2018, I thought that let's have one more performance in the World Championship with one shoulder left. I will show them what I can do. Then I said, nobody has ever came back to the rings after such a big surgery. I will do it. So now there's only one thing, permanent incentive for me, my daughters. They watch me, and they will not let me quit.
Well, just very quickly on that point, just because I was going to ask that question. Yeah, you have 2 daughters with your wife, and Katerina, you have a young. We just met him earlier, a little boy. You took time out to go and have a baby. Has that changed anything in terms of your attitude or appetite to compete?
I mean, motherhood has taught me a lot, mostly how many things you can do with one arm that you thought you needed 2. But I don't know, I don't want to say appetite, no. It has helped me focus better, because I know that I only get 30 minutes, then I'm going to have to nurse him, or I will start a practice and then he will start crying, and I need to take a 20-minute break in the middle of practice and come back to that. So I think it's made me a better athlete in terms of being able to step in and out of the role of the athlete. And I think it's very important because in pole vault, there's times where you'll take a jump and then not take a jump for 45 minutes. So this is a very important ability. But I don't know, like motivation-wise, if it has changed how I feel. I almost maybe the opposite. Like I just want to spend time with him, and sometimes I almost feel guilty that I'm training or competing. And he's around all the time. He's with us because my husband is my coach, so he's right there when we're training. But I can't say that it's necessarily helping me motivation-wise. I think maybe you just realize what we do is important, but really not so important compared to other things.
Joan, maybe one question each in the interest of time, one more question each. My question would be, we have a room here full of people doing lots of different things, professional people mostly, people in business, people in politics, people in the law and so on. What lessons or lesson would you draw from the sporting life that you might think is relevant to other people's lives or to your non-sporting life? What are the, you seem to be quite philosophical about your sport, but how do you apply it to other things? Katerina.
I'll go first. I think from my experience, I think nobody knows what you need as an athlete or as an entrepreneur or as a businessman or as a teacher, as a professor, or as a doctor, more than you. You know better than anyone what your body needs and what your mind needs. And I think, especially in sport, we're constantly being told that there is this one way to be successful. Like, there's one model and you have to follow this model. And I would say that 9 out of 10 Olympic medalists that I meet do not follow this model. So I think believe in your intuition, believe in what you know about yourself. That's what makes you special. And I wish I knew that earlier on. I feel like I wasted some years, but you know, you live and you learn. But I think that's the biggest message for me. I think you just have to trust yourself and not follow the path that somebody else did. You have to find your own path, and most likely it's going to be different and not fit into a model that somebody is telling you.
I mean, for me, of course, there's not only one way to success. There's different ways to success, and each success is different. For example, one success is to go at nationals. For me, one success is to win an Olympic medal, or for someone else, success is to do something else. You know, it's different. There are different ways, different successes, and what I would say and what I usually say when I speak to people and to young athletes and to businessmen, it's, you know, just enjoy the process, enjoy the path. It's not going to be easy, but you know, some people, a lot of people, and us athletes, most of us, you know, we have a goal. For example, go at the Olympic Games and win a medal. And we think so much about this that we forget the whole process, the training, the good days, the bad days, the people that you meet during the whole process of achieving greatness. So I would say enjoy the process. Of course, it's the road is not easy, but if you enjoy it, you will look back and you will say, you know, I did a good job. I moved towards my goals. And even if I didn't achieve my goals, I was able to get and meet and do so many great things that I wasn't able to do if I was only focusing on the specific goal.
Εγώ θα συμφωνήσω με τον Εμμανουήλ.
I will agree with Emmanuel. The most important thing in a journey is this journey, the course, the destination. One way or another, you will enjoy, even though it might not be what you want. If you have enjoyed the journey, The most part of the journey will be beautiful on the one hand, and on the other, what I have in mind is there is nothing you cannot achieve if you want. Working hard is above talent. I'm already 35 years old. I am the first to go to the gym and last to leave the gym, even though I am older than the rest of the athletes there. This is quite important for me.
To ask something short and sweet, which would be, what advice would you give to a young person? But I think starting out in sport, I think you answered that already. So I'll ask another one more, maybe more tricky question, because you're all still competing, at a very high level. And I guess all of us in whatever we're doing, at some point we need to know when it's time to stop doing what we've been doing and do something else. And is that something, obviously you have not given any thought to this, but is it something that you've given any thought to, and do you see that as a challenge? Is it something that scares you?
Basically, I need to be frank with you. When I became a father, that was the first challenge. I am an active daddy. I do everything. I cook. I clean the house. I wanted to enjoy all these. I wanted to be with them. So I wanted to see how I will cope with this task. That was the first challenge. I got over it. The second challenge in my mind and in my journey was and is that I am an athlete finishing sports. What am I going to do? And that was my first concern. After my first operation, I had in mind, what if I don't manage, what am I going to do? There, with my wife, Vasiliki, we created another child, which called Gymnastic Stars. It is an academy of gymnastics. We have 1,500 children, and hopefully we will have more. And our goal is to produce the next champions. Our first children are in the national team after 5 or 6 years of work. So I didn't question myself a lot. Every time I had an obstacle, I challenged it and continued to become an athlete. I became a daddy. I continued being an athlete. I became an entrepreneur. I continued being an athlete. I am a member of the Gymnastics Association, and I do cope with that. I manage and I continue being an athlete. This very moment, I feel athlete 2.5 hours in the afternoon and 1.5 hours in the morning. The rest of the day, I'm not an athlete.
My experience through sport was realizing that the true power of sport is not about developing better athletes, but about developing better people and developing communities. So exactly like Lefteris, my husband and I have also created a little pole vault club in our small mountain town in Colorado, where we live part of the year. And it has been very, very rewarding, because you don't measure success by the height of the bar, even in pole vault. You measure success more broadly, like the shy child that becomes more confident, or the teenager who realizes that resilience is more important than immediate success. We have come to really realize how important it is to build a kind of institutions, essentially, that can continue to help communities for a long time from now. So we also have, like Lefteris said, something built for the future. Additionally, and with the same belief in mind, one of the most rewarding things that I do right now is help young Greek athletes kind of navigate their way and their path to American universities. And for me, this is so much more than just helping somebody earn a scholarship. It's about expanding opportunity, essentially. It's about expanding human potential and showing those young athletes that they don't have to choose between elite sport and academics. So while it's hard to really know when to stop, I feel like there's already so much to do after sport that it doesn't worry me at all. Additionally, I had a year off for my pregnancy and I enjoyed it to the fullest. So I am not worried about when sport ends, to be quite honest. I'm enjoying it year by year, and I think we've achieved what we ever dreamt of already. So it's now more about truly enjoying not just the process, but the whole thing, honestly. Even if we have European Championships this summer, even if I don't make it to the final, like I get to go to European Championships and my son gets to watch me. So I think it's a very different experience of enjoying the sport now.
Yeah. After 30 is year by year.
Anyway.
Yeah, and about me, I'm still 26 years old. I know that I hope to have a lot. Katerina, your son. As I said, I hope I will have more years of being able to achieve my goals. But still, when I was a small story. 2019, I had a big injury, and I was gonna be out of sports for around 5 to 10 months. That's what they said, the doctors. And with a blink of an eye, I said, okay, now what? I mean, I was the athlete that I was already a developing athlete. I was already going into big competitions. I was going towards a goal. And someone took it away from me. And I said, okay, I had to focus a bit to see what. And that's what I thought, what will happen when I'm done with sports? So I was lucky enough with the little money that I already had when I was developing as an athlete. I was lucky enough to get into a private school, into the American College of Greece. I was able to learn and see how's life, and prove to myself that I can become more than an athlete. I can be a good student. I could be a good investor, a good businessman. I will be able to be in panels and speak, and share my story and be a storyteller and a spokesman. And yeah, I was lucky enough to get my degree. Of course, during my sport career, like Lefteris and Katerina, I created my sports club. It's called Fly Academy. Its core DNA, it's pole vaulting, of course, but we support all the other sports as well. And on its DNA, what I would like is to give back to the community, being able to show to little kids and young athletes how pure our sport is, getting the right foundations, helping kids that don't have the resources to join the clubs. Of course, we will have with scholarships as well, but it's important to live. When you're done with sports, all the medals, all the plaques and everything will go on a drawer, and what will stay is your footprint that you live in this community. And when I'm done with sports, I want to be able to look back and say, okay, I did my sport career, but I also want to live something bigger than sports. So that's what I think is important for young athletes and for athletes as well, and people to think, to give back to the community and give back to your people. Thank you.
So I think we'll have to leave it there, but I would say that it's clear from this discussion that you're not only outstanding athletes, you're also remarkably insightful thinkers, and you've shared some extraordinary insights with us all this evening. We've been very lucky to hear from you. Thank you so much, all three of you, and we wish you great success in your sport and beyond. Thank you. Thank you.
see. At the crossroads of energy and technology, we lead the new energy era with purpose, innovation, and a clear plan. By merging energy with intelligence, investing in critical energy and digital infrastructure, well prepared to face market volatility and seize opportunities. Clean energy is our drive. A sustainable future for all is our destination.
Why do we work? Why do we make the sacrifices we make? The late nights, the sinking with coworkers 5 time zones away.
Why?
Why?
¿Por qué hacemos lo que hacemos?
Why? Because we all want our work to mean something. We want it to have impact. And not just on the bottom line, but the people we ultimately serve. Your customers. Iron Mountain knows how to make your work mean more. After all, we've been protecting your most valuable assets for over 7 decades. Who better to help you use it to unlock new ideas and insights that will not only accelerate your business, but elevate it in so many ways. By digitizing your information, securely decommissioning your IT assets, safeguarding your brand reputation, collaborating to meet your sustainability goals, and connecting your work to the world.
So let's roll up our sleeves and get to it, shall we?
Let's find the gold in your mountain of data.
Let's elevate.
Let's elevate. Let's elevate.
大的无敌的梦。
让我们提升。
Let's elevate.
Let's elevate.
Elevate the power of your work.
Threats don't announce themselves. Neither do we. From signal to action. When it matters most. Vigilus Group. When every moment counts.
Η ισχυρή παραγωγική βάση της βιομηχανίας φαρμάκου στην Ελλάδα εγγυάται την κάλυψη σε περισσότερο από 70% των αναγκών των Ελλήνων ασθενών με τις απαραίτητες φαρμακευτικές θεραπείες. Οι ελληνικές φαρμακοβιομηχανίες προσφέρουν το 65% της συνολικής απασχόλησης του κλάδου το 90% των επενδύσεων και αναδεικνύουν το φάρμακο ως το δεύτερο εξαγώγημο προϊόν της ελληνικής οικονομίας. 56 φαρμακευτικές επιχειρήσεις με 51 εργοστάσια παραγωγής φαρμάκων και 31 ερευνητικά κέντρα και τμήματα διαθέτουμε τις υποδομές και δημιουργούμε προστιθέμενη αξία στην ελληνική οικονομία. Με τις επενδύσεις μας ενισχύουμε την απασχόληση με καλά αμοιβόμενες θέσεις εργασίας και συμβάλλουμε αποφασιστικά στην αύξηση του ΑΕΠ. Με παρουσία σε περισσότερες από 147 χώρες, αυξήσαμε τις εξαγωγές μας από την έναρξη της κρίσης κατά 182%, συμβάλλοντας στη βελτίωση του σταθερά ελλειμματικού εμπορικού ισοζυγίου της χώρας. Η πανδημία ανέδειξε την ανάγκη για τον επαναπατρισμό της παραγωγής φαρμάκων στην Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση. Πολλά ευρωπαϊκά κράτη χωρίς εγχώρια παραγωγή αντιμετώπισαν τεράστιες ελλείψεις. Όμως στην Ελλάδα η ελληνική φαρμακοβιομηχανία δεν άφησε τη χώρα χωρίς φάρμακα. Η ελληνική φαρμακοβιομηχανία έχει αναδειχθεί σε βασικό επενδυτικό κλάδο της ελληνικής οικονομίας. Υλοποιώντας ένα σημαντικό πρόγραμμα επενδύσεων συνολικού ύψους άνω του 1,8 δισεκατομμυρίων ευρώ. Οι επενδύσεις των ελληνικών φαρμακευτικών επιχειρήσεων αφορούν σε ένα ευρύ φάσμα δράσεων. Από την αναβάθμιση των υφιστάμενων παραγωγικών και ερευνητικών υποδομών έως και τη δημιουργία νέων εργοστασίων με υπερσύγχρονο εξοπλισμό και χρήση υψηλής τεχνολογίας. Οι επενδύσεις αυτές διαμορφώνουν το χαρακτήρα και το μέλλον της σύγχρονης ελληνικής φαρμακοβιομηχανίας, συμβάλλοντας ενεργά στην εδραίωση υψηλών αναπτυξιακών ρυθμών για τον κλάδο και το σύνολο της εθνικής οικονομίας. Ταυτόχρονα, οι επενδύσεις μας θωρακίζουν το σύστημα υγείας, διαμορφώνοντας συνθήκες επάρκειας και σταθερότητας στη φαρμακευτική αγορά. Διευρύνουμε τη δυνατότητα κάλυψης των αναγκών των ασθενών με ποιοτικά, ασφαλή και αποτελεσματικά φάρμακα. Επιχειρούμε με εξωστρέφεια και αυτοπεποίθηση, παραμένοντας σταθερά προσανατολισμένοι στο όραμά μας για την ανάδειξη της χώρας μας σε ευρωπαϊκό κόμβο για την έρευνα και παραγωγή φαρμάκων. Φαρμακοβιομηχανίας. Παράγουμε Ελλάδα, στηρίζουμε Ελλάδα, εξάγουμε Ελλάδα, μένουμε Ελλάδα.
Welcome to Onyx, a fully acquired Mediterranean estate, a perfect ecosystem, integrated as one. Activated and engineered for scale, a sanctuary to reconnect with nature, a scalable real estate model, an agricultural identity that roots the project in place, shaped by climate, guided by terrain, sustainable by design. Geothermal below, solar above. 2 clean systems delivering zero emissions, long-term savings, and off-grid autonomy. Modular form, durable structure. Onyx delivers measurable yield and trusted hard assets. Join the pilot, shape the prototype, invest where the Mediterranean evolves.
Energy is life, and DEPA is at the heart of it. From major infrastructure to homes and businesses, DEPA energizes every moment of modern living. Driven by innovation and strengthened by international partnerships, DEPA is securing the energy future of Greece and its wider region. DEPA is investing in new, state-of-the-art power generation units, ensuring system stability and boosting competition. Through investments in alternative fuels, clean technologies, and bold new ideas, DEPA is shaping a sustainable future tomorrow, today. And because people are at the heart of every progress story, DEPA stands beside consumers, its employees, and local communities every step of the way. DEPA is powering progress, today and for the future. DEPA Group of Companies at the heart of energy.
Making a real difference to people's health. That's what drives us. We're not here to do what's easy. We work to provide real and positive change for patients, the people they love, and the professionals who care for them. For generations, we have dedicated ourselves to tackling healthcare challenges where our impact matters most. Our focus is on areas like oncology, neurology, and cardiovascular and metabolic diseases. Conditions like these place the greatest strain on patients, families, communities, and healthcare systems around the world. Detecting diseases earlier and understanding them better means we can provide patients with the right treatments quicker. This is how our life-changing diagnostics and medicines help people live healthier, longer lives. And we are persistent. We keep going even in the toughest areas of research, and we learn from the experiences of those living with disease every day. Because of all this, we are finding new ways to make a difference. From developing tests to diagnose conditions like neurological disorders and cancers before symptoms occur, to delivering first-of-their-kind medicines that halt and even reverse diseases in areas from autoimmunity to metabolic health. We are also making treatments more accessible and available closer to patients' homes. We are determined to prevent, stop, and cure diseases. Not someday, but now. Because every medical breakthrough means more birthdays, more experiences, more moments with those who matter most. We are doing now what patients need next.
Freedom begins with a choice. In 2008, we made ours. Freedom knows no borders. Today, freedom is a system that shapes markets. $2 billion in annual revenue, $9.3 billion market capitalization, 11 million customers, 11,300 plus employees, 230 offices worldwide. Freedom Holding Corp. One ecosystem, many possibilities.
Σιγά το πολύ έλαιο.
Καλώς στην detective Σούλα. Πού πας ρε μάνα?
Σιγά να σου πω.
Καλά.
Ω, γεια σας κυρία Σούλα, περάστε. Γεια σας. Γεια σας. Αυτό γιατί πάει έτσι γρήγορα? Άμα έχεις γρήγορο ίντερνετ. Σιγά το τζετ. Κατά τα άλλα πώς είστε?
Σήμερα είμαι όλη μέρα στο κινητό.
Σιγά την βλαχοδήμορφο.
Είπατε κάτι?
Όχι, τίποτα. Μπράβο σας πάντως. Και γρήγορο ίντερνετ και ατελείωτο χρόνο να μιλάτε όλη μέρα στο κινητό. Γιατί δεν έχετε πια.
Αφού έχουμε Nova More.
Σιγά το μυστικό του κράτους. Και εμείς θα το βάλουμε.
Nova More. Μια νέα πρόταση από την Nova που τα συνδυάζει όλα. Ίντερνετ σταθερή και κινητή από 36 ευρώ το μήνα και προσφέρει υπηρεσίες που κάνουν τη ζωή σου καλύτερη ακόμη πιο οικονομικά. Nova More. Τώρα είναι η ώρα για Nova.
Φυσικά, Τζέσι μου, και έβαλα Nova More. Σιγά με τα άφηνα.
Check this out.
It hasn't been such a long time since people first started shopping online, and it was easy to keep up with the clicks. Little by little by little by more, the clicks added up to be more than the stores, and e-tailers worked harder than ever before because they had to keep up with the clicks. The clicks came from laptops, then tablets and phones, Monday through Sunday, office and home, 24 hours in every zone, and still they kept up with the clicks. Now shoppers ask more from the websites they're on, their language, their currency, their way, or they're gone, so you'd better keep up with the clicks. All of a sudden, there are so many must-dos if you want to keep selling, like delivery there, no there, or there.
And make it tomorrow, first thing.
No time for borders. Gotta stay in control to stay in the flow and continue to grow. But we'll help you. Keep up with the clicks.
PPC. At the crossroads of energy and technology, we lead the new energy era with purpose, innovation, and a clear plan. By merging energy with intelligence, investing in critical energy and digital infrastructure, well prepared to face market volatility and seize opportunities. Clean energy is our drive. A sustainable future for all is our destination.
Why do we work? Why do we make the sacrifices we make? The late nights, the sinking with coworkers 5 time zones away.
Why?
Why?
Why? ¿Por qué hacemos lo que hacemos?
Why? Because we all want our work to mean something. We want it to have impact. And not just on the bottom line, but the people we ultimately serve. Your customers. Iron Mountain knows how to make your work mean more. After all, we've been protecting your most valuable assets for over 7 decades. Who better to help you use it to unlock new ideas and insights that will not only accelerate your business, but elevate it in so many ways. By digitizing your information, securely decommissioning your IT assets, safeguarding your brand reputation, collaborating to meet your sustainability goals, and connecting your work to the world.
So let's roll up our sleeves and get to it, shall we?
Let's find the gold in your mountain of data.
Let's elevate.
Let's elevate. Let's elevate.
大的无敌的梦。
让我们提升。
Let's elevate.
Let's elevate.
Elevate the power of your work